The hidden habit. What if I told you that one subtle behavior, often overlooked, even justified, might be slowly eroding your clarity, weakening your will, and keeping you stuck in a life that feels smaller than your potential? You wake up tired. You move through the day distracted. You chase moments of relief instead of meaning. But what if the root of this struggle isn't some external obstacle? What if it's a quiet habit within you? And what if the wisdom of the ancient philosophers, not just Stoics, but thinkers from across the ages, already gave us the map to escape? Stay with me, because once you hear this, you may never look at your day-to-day habits the same again. The silent saboteur. Why it drains you. Let's name it plainly. Distraction, not just your phone, not just YouTube, but the deeper habit of avoiding stillness. Every time you reach for stimulation, scrolling, snacking, binge-watching, fantasizing, you're not just killing time. You're teaching your mind that silence is the enemy. And when silence becomes intolerable, reflection disappears, growth disappears, the self gets drowned out. Neuroscience tells us that your brain craves novelty. Every ping, every click is a tiny reward, dopamine. But that reward doesn't satisfy you, it numbs you. And the more you feed it, the more it takes. You begin to drift, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And soon the very life you once dreamed of starts to feel out of reach. But the philosophers saw this danger long before modern science caught on. Ancient insight, the danger of escapism. Plato warned of the cave, the shadows on the wall that keep us from truth. Distraction is today's cave. We stare at illusions, thinking they're real, while the world outside remains unseen. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." How much of your energy is spent in imagined drama, in fake urgency, in artificial needs? Epictetus taught that freedom isn't granted, it's earned by discipline. If you can't sit with yourself for 10 minutes without distraction, who's in charge? You or your impulses? When you habitually escape discomfort, you're not avoiding pain, you're avoiding growth. And in doing so, you build a life of quiet regret. The solution: 3 principles for liberation. So how do you reclaim your attention? How do you regain the ability to live with purpose and presence? The answer lies in 3 timeless principles. 1. Stillness, the discipline of presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." Stillness is not passive, it's the bold act of facing yourself. Begin with 5 minutes of undistracted silence a day. Sit with your thoughts, no phone, no music, just breath and awareness. At first it will be uncomfortable, that's the point. Second intention, replace mindless with meaningful. Aristotle believed the good life is found in fulfilling one's purpose. Every time you say no to a meaningless distraction, you make space for something that matters. Learning, creating, building, connecting. Start simple. Swap 15 minutes of scrolling for 15 minutes of journaling or reading philosophy. Watch what happens to your clarity. 3. Transcendence. Redirect your desires. Desire isn't the enemy, but when it's unmanaged, it becomes your master. Redirect your energy toward what elevates you. Nietzsche called it the will to power, not dominance over others, but mastery of self. That same restlessness you try to numb, use it. Build something. Pursue excellence. Create beauty. This is how desire becomes fuel, not a fire that burns you down. The transformation, what you gain when you let go. Imagine this, waking up grounded. No urge to check your phone. No chaos in your mind. Just a quiet strength, a focus that doesn't come from caffeine or motivation, but from alignment. You move through life deliberate, not reactive. You speak less, but mean more. You seek less, but feel whole. This isn't fantasy. It's the natural result of reclaiming your attention, of building a life from the inside out. And it starts the moment you stop running from yourself. Conclusion, the final question. So now the question, will you keep letting cheap distractions steal your time, your energy, your life? Or will you choose stillness? The path isn't easy, but no philosopher ever said it would be. What they promised, what they proved, is that self-mastery is possible, that a deeper, richer life is waiting once you stop escaping and start engaging. If you're ready to think deeper, live wiser, and walk the path of the inner warrior, subscribe. Your journey begins not with more noise, but with less. And in that silence, you just might hear the voice you've been missing, your own.